Question 6. Which statement is true about the end behavior of function f? F of x equals negative 2 times ln of x. So first off, I'm going to rewrite this problem so that we can clearly identify what the base of this function is. So I'm going to write it as y equals. It's essentially f of x and y equals, just a different notation to represent the same thing in this problem. So it's going to be y equals negative 2 times the ln. If no base is written for a logarithm, the base is assumed to be 10. If no base is written for a natural log, the base is assumed to be e. So I'm going to write that in, even though it's not required. But really what we're taking the natural log of is x. A natural log with base e, we can use any graphing calculator. You can find this for free online, a Desmos graphing calculator. We can find this, and we're going to graph this function. And then we should be able to answer this question based on the visual. Because really that's what we need. We need a visual of this graph. So it's negative 2 times the natural log of x. And notice we don't have to put the base of e in there. As long as the base is e, we can use the graphing calculator because that's what this button ultimately assumes. And then we're going to graph, and we can kind of get a visual of this graph. So let's go through each question here. First off, as x, answer choice A, as x moves towards 0, f of x moves toward a vertical asymptote of x equals negative 2. So they're saying as x approaches 0, which means if x is approaching 0, that means we're going to the left. And as we approach the left, we're definitely reaching some sort of vertical asymptote. Like we're getting closer and closer to that y-axis. But that's not x equals negative 2. X equals negative 2 would be right here, would be this vertical line. So this one does not work for me. Okay, choice B, as x moves towards 0, f of x or y moves toward a horizontal asymptote of y equals negative 2. So as x moves towards 0, again, so we're moving to the left. This is saying y is approaching negative 2. Well, if we graph the line y equals negative 2, it's somewhere right here. This is where we're crossing the y-axis at negative 2. Well, that's definitely not true because this graph clearly goes completely through that blue horizontal asymptote. So it is not choice B. Choice C, as x increases, so if x is increasing, that means we're moving to the right, y moves toward negative infinity. And I think we've got a winner because as x increases, we're moving to the right, but we're also going down. So if we kept extending this, you'll see we keep moving right, x is continuing to increase, and y is continuing to decrease toward negative infinity. So C is our correct answer. We know it's not choice D because this says y is moving toward positive infinity as x increases. So that means this graph would be going up as we move to the right. So C is the clear answer.